Hey guys, how we doing? Let me get closer. Hey, how we doing, guys? Ah, good to see you all again. I missed you. Let's mute the game. There we go. Happened to your arm? Don't worry about it. Face reveal. Yeah. It's good to see you all again. Okay. Howdy, y'all. How we doing? It's him, the only Fear and Hunger streamer with all 10 fingers. Well, I only have 5 at the moment. Sorry. See, I'm missing an arm, so. maybe we'll get him back soon. We'll have to perform a marriage. Who wants to perform a marriage with me so we can so I can get all my fingers back? Hopefully you're feeling better. Yeah, I am. I didn't do any work on those couple of days. Well, actually, until yesterday. I was just gardening. I was doing a lot of gardening. It's good. Yeah, I missed a cleaver arm in the first fight. He got me. Hey bro, can you explain the bunny mask rituals? I'm horny. Yeah, I cleaning up the garden. I dug a. You guys won't be interested in this, but I want to talk about it. So you know how to composting, right? Who did your art? Yeah, it's Salvatron. Down in the description. Hang on, it should be in the description. Down in the description, there will be a link to Salva or Salvatron, Salva. He did my art, and I think he did a fantastic job. And I'm pretty sure he has commissions open. So, you know, if you've got anything you need commissioned, go check him out. So you know composting, right? Where you put all your food scraps and you know, green waste into a, I don't know, something that's a container or something that's covered, right? And then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to like shovel it around and mix it up and what have you. There's another way of doing that. It's an open pit method. Or the chook method, as I call it. Where you literally just have like an open pit. Doesn't have to be big. And you dig down a little bit, a couple of inches into the ground. And then you put all the green waste straight into there. And then your chooks come and they come and you make sure to call them over, right? And yeah, you put some chook food in there too, and they'll come and they'll scratch around in there and they'll eat it and they'll peck through it and they'll keep scratching through it and they'll turn it over for you, so you don't have to turn it over. The downside is you lose a lot of the compost, so it's not as big. And it doesn't get that nice heat that compost does, so it doesn't it's not quite as enriched, but it's a lot less work for you. And I've been testing that out. I tested that out. I've been testing that out for a few months now. And I had I had a barrel cut in half, like lengthways, not yeah, so it was like a curved sort of boat shape. And I had it in there, and I thought it wouldn't do very well because it's not connected to the ground, so that the microbes can't come up and break it down. But it actually turned out really well. I got some really beautiful compost from it. Probably helped that it was raining so much here. So I'm trying the ground method now, and I've got a lot more room for my compost, and I'm pretty happy about that. The chooks are fucking lazy though. They don't like working. They'll go and they'll peck in there for a few minutes, even if there's some really tasty stuff in there. Like, they love bread. But they'll peck in there for a little bit and then they'll walk off. It's like, you fucking chooks, come and do some work. But yeah, they've actually been getting better. You can train them to do stuff, and they have been pecking around there a bit more lately. So they'll peck in there a bit and they'll wander off and they'll come back and they'll peck and scratch some more. And the chicks and the chooks poo in there too when they're doing that, because it's big. And they'll stand in there and they'll poo in there, which is fantastic. So you don't have to go and get the poo yourself. They can just go straight in there, which is great. So it's it has benefits and it has negatives. I like it because I like watching the chooks do stuff. I don't know in the long run if I'll keep doing it. I might try the close method next and see if I'm happy with that. But it ends up stinking when you do that. And I don't want that. I don't like it stink. Even though I can't smell very well, I don't like when it's... If something smells, So I have a terrible sense of smell. But if I can smell something bad, it turns my stomach. I think I still had the physiological reaction to it, but I just can't smell it. And so if I can smell something bad, then I get like... I know it's really bad. So I don't want to compost for that reason. Anyway. Slow grid animation always creeps me out. Can we have a brief recap of party equipment? Oh yeah. Before we start playing, we will. Yeah, sure. But yeah. Oh, let me say hello to everybody. Wait, do you have any idea on what Fear and Hunger 3 might be like? I'm guessing set in modern times, focusing more on the Sulphur God. All we know about Fear and Hunger 3 so far is that Miro is most likely to choose something that people will have a knee-jerk reaction to dislike. That's sort of all we know about it so far. I think in modern times I want to be cool, but there's definitely a lot you could do with the setting. So, hello from 1 a.m. in Russia. Gonna watch you till I fall asleep. Oh no. I hope we can keep you awake with some spooks then. Oh, that's right. YouTube chat breaks off the first people. So sorry if I miss anybody, but I'll just say hello to who I've got here. Hello Clarkster. Hello Spirito Studios. How we doing? Hello Funky Himbo. Ryukova. How we doing? Media Breakdown. Major von Stroheim. It's the Major. Everybody, on your best behavior, the Major's here. How you doing, Darkheart? Kablam! Jabuli Maruli, how we doing? More They Cat, good to see you again. Mr. Kazumi, how you doing? Bash. Liquid Lilium. Gem Domingo. Sven Party, how we doing? Conductor. Rebel Wolf, good to see you again. Sex Haver. That name always cracks me up. Smasher66, how you doing? Daniel Rodriguez, good to see you again. Standard Nathan. Not even a deluxe Nathan, just a standard Nathan. Okay. Lando Rando, Crow, Funky Him. Oh, I said hello to you. Midnight Iridescent, how we doing? Bog Dweller. Mario Against the World. It's a great name. Eleanor Findlay, how we doing? Sylveon Teeth. Let me see. Jahaziel Harris Lamelli. How we doing? That's a mouthful. Sinobel. Good to see you again. And Dylan Bach. Are you related to the Bach? Is that everybody? Coca-Cola Mata. How we doing? Oh, for beans. Oh, thank you. New York Baldy. Good to see you. East JM80, how we doing? Ron Bish, how we doing? Other typical Roblox player. Let me see. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. Simon Drinks. I hope you do. Hey, how you doing, lol? 69 viewers. Nice. It's substandard Nathan if I'm drunk though. How far have you gotten on Lisa, Mao? Is it your first playthrough? Yes, actually today. It's actually a ruse. We're doing Lisa today. No, I'm joking. When do we hit the gritty? I'm hitting the gritty right now. You just can't see it. Hey Thea, how you doing? I'll mangle your name. Sorry, Thea. I'll try it. Thea Gol Pultro. Thea Gol Pultro. There we go. Hey Ten Bash, and you good, bruh? Getting ready for work. Sadly, I wish I could watch the stream a bit longer. I'll leave it now. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, no, because you know I don't expect people to sit here for like 3 or 4 hours or even 5 hours sometimes as I rant about obscure fear and hunger lore. A standard Nathan sounds like Australian slang for a plain bagel. It'd probably be like a standard Nate, we'd call it. Australians, we always shorten names right down. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, the one Nathan I've ever met, we just called him Nate. Mary could set Fear and Hunger 3 in Stone Age and add dinosaurs, like the Green Hue area. I bet people would hate that more than Modern Age. That'd be interesting. Well, the dinosaurs, the blights, were around in antiquity, in around Homer's age at the very latest. At least. Maybe even later. I suspect they were around until the year 0, so 2,000 years before Termina. That's what I suspect. Could be wrong, though. I get the feeling there were lizard men running around then, maybe even lizard new gods, but it could be maybe they died out a bit later, and then the new gods just sort of kicked around for a bit, right? Self-lore video is the best Fear and Hunger video I've seen. I hope you do more like it. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I am working on a sequel to that video right now. It's a direct sequel to that video. Which is a bit of a pain because nobody watches direct sequels. So I'll have to come up with a creative title for it. But so you know how at the end of that video, there were like multiple questions left, like, you know, why was Sulfur dead? Who was the sun god? Why is Vitruvia helping Sulfur? They were the sort of main questions there. I answer all of them in part 2, so I'm pretty keen for that. I'm still plugging away at that. I'm still, because I didn't work on it when I took my break. I didn't work on anything. So what I'm up to is I just need to record a little more very specific footage. And that's sort of the thing with these videos. It's like, oh, you know, this footage will show up for 2 seconds in the video, but it requires an hour-long playthrough to get. It's like, you've got to set up these super specific things on a certain difficulty. Like, you got to get this ending, and it's like, even though I can just look up guides to do it, it's like, man, you still got to spend all this time getting it. It's funny as. Hey, dear Heartswitch, how you doing? And what I need now is, it's like one conversation between, you need to have Enki and Das in your party and be in a specific location, and then they have a specific conversation. That's about it, really. So it's kind of funny. I've gotten all the easy stuff. It's just like that now. And like one conversation with the Black Witch, but that's easy to get. That's just in the intro, in one of the first areas. So yeah, man. What's your favorite Moon Scorch design? Karen's by a mile, I think, by a country mile. Karen's. I think it's funny when you compare them, because some of them are like a lot higher detail, and hers is like really high detail compared to some of the other ones. It's funny. But it's good. Enki talks to a girl? I can see why that footage is rare. Marco's is way better than the character. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Hang on, here. I have a picture. Where is it? I have a picture of all the Moon Scorches that somebody sent me. Goodness, where is it? I think this is all of them. Here. Here we go. Oh, it's going to be hard to kind of see, isn't it? Where's the best spot to just here? let's zoom right in and we'll have a good look at them. We'll have a good look at them and we'll judge them. Summaries, kind of lame. Don't like it. I just remember said that I was going to draw a tiny Mao and forgot. You drew like 100 tiny Maos. Abella's is okay. And this is just not like what the design means or anything like. This is just from the visuals, right? Dan's technically isn't a Moon Scorch. But Pocket Cat's design is pretty good. Should we count that since it's technically not a Moon Scorch? We won't count it. I like Marina's. Marina's is pretty cool. It's so freaky and you know, references God of Fear and Hunger, which is pretty cool. Tanaka's is good. I like it. I think it could be a little more monstrous because he's still very human, isn't he? But I think it's pretty good. Yes, so the Alt Henrik one is just in the files. It's not actually in game. I actually like this one better, even if you got rid of the stinger, because I think Miro wanted to move away from having so many stingers. Even if you got rid of the stinger, I think I would like that design a little more because he's really fancy. Big fan of Tanaka's because of how simple yet kind of brutal it is. It kind of is brutal, isn't it? Let's zoom in some more, I think. Hello, Kalugura. Here we go. Tanaki. Wacky Tanaki. When I first saw Tanaka's Moon Scorch battle sprite, I thought it was a centaur. Really? Oh, I can kind of see that, yeah. That is kind of funny. Yes, so Henrik's is very plain. I think that could be a lot more interesting. That's why I like the alternate one better. It's just got, like, the color just pops a bit more, and I think it's just a little bit more interesting. Even if you got rid of the stinger, like, I don't think the stinger is entirely necessary, because that's sort of the direction Termina went in, right? But I just like the colors a bit more, and how I like his face a little more. Is there a Moon Scorch August? No. No, there's no Moon Scorch August or Pav yet. I think they're the only two missing. We might be getting a Moon Scorch Pav soon, maybe.
I like Ossa, but his moon design doesn't take risks.
Yeah, thank you very much for the 2, Dark Heart. Really appreciate it. I kind of agree. It does make sense for his character and stuff like that, but design-wise, and I guess there's something that you can't really see here is that when his arms break, he has ghost limbs, which does make him a little more interesting. You just can't really see it here. I don't hate it, but it is a little bland. I would have preferred it to be a bit more monstrous as well. Marco's I don't really like. I think it's kind of bland. I think it's just the colors, really. That sort of pale, leathery skin, I just don't think is super interesting. And I think that's what a few of them suffer from. Like, same with Chaugner. It's just that skin. It's sort of like really dull colors. I think it could be a little more interesting. I like his torso, his body. I think that's really cool. I just think his limbs could be a little bit more interesting. I like when the colors pop a bit more. I like Olivia's. I think that's a really cool design. It's kind of terrifying. They'll look really cool. Osar's is just slightly more bland. Yeah. I don't like Caligura's. He's just sort of like a blob. And I know that's the point, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's that interesting. We should put salad fingers in. I think you would fit the lore. Imagine Osar's Moon Scorch have roots for legs and branches for fingers. It implies slavery to Nashra. That would be sick. And that would help tie him to enlightenment as well. Because Venushka is the god of enlightenment. And because he's bridging And because he's got the ghost limbs, he's bridging life and death, which would really tie in with Enlightenment quite a bit, wouldn't it? That'd be interesting, yeah. Hey, Queen Iconic, why Caligura balls? Because we like him. Arms on Caligura look nice. They do. They're very logic, aren't they? PP on stream. I guess he is kind of a dick. He is literally supposed to be a dick, isn't he? Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna bump it up a little bit then. Yeah. I find it funny that mechanical dance's red ribbons attached to a lower body remind me of those people who attach ribbons to air conditioners. And then you've got Karen's, which is just it's awesome. It's so good. It's so vibrant compared to the rest. I think this is the one that really sort of, if it wasn't for Karen's, I wouldn't have as much problem with the colors than the rest. But like because we got Karen's here, it just looks amazing, right? Like, you know, you've got all the like the nice rich colors and all the huge variation, and then you go like Caligura is like this bland, you know, Marco just gray, Abella just gray, and it's like, damn it, oh man, it's so good. Why does she carry balance? So, the lore behind hers is that she sees herself as a Valkyrie or a vulture, carrying off the soldiers from the battlefield after they die. So she's rescuing them. But it's also a reference to a Finnish painting, a famous Finnish painting. It's basically identical to the design from that. But there's a lot going on there. Did she just go pick up a bunch of soldiers? I think she actually picked them up. I don't think they regenerate during the fight. I might be wrong though. And Levi's is okay. I like the design. It's just again with the colors. I think it's a little. Could be a little more. I guess it looks fine actually when you're playing though, so I don't mind it. It's just missing just a little pizzazz, and I don't know why. What does it say about her that the soldiers on her back are all Bellins? I think it's just that they're the only sort of soldiers who are left that she can kidnap. There's only like one. I think there's only one. Bremen soldier running around, and she doesn't like the Bremen anyway, so. Levi looks like a guy who's playing a big flute. That's interesting. Oh, I still want to give Karen a little kiss on the nose. Yeah, I'd do that. Levi's design looks like one of the regular Moon Scorch enemies. Yeah, I think that's the issue with some of these designs, is that they look like they could just be, if not regular enemies, and like just, you know, just not as cool as they could be, right? So I think some of them should be pizzazzed up a little more, in my personal opinion. Do 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 do. Yeah. Henrik rebuffs health though. He is. I don't know, maybe that was the point. Maybe they're supposed to be a little bland on purpose, so they fit, because they do fit in with the world really well where you find them. Like, you know, Abella in the bunker, her colors match really well. Samari in Rare's realm, the colors are the same. Same with Caligura and Levi, and Karen even on the lake has darker, richer colors anyway. So, you know, for the most part, they do fit where you find them pretty well. So I'm gonna get what dysmorphia is supposed to mean. So dysmorphia is, well, the term is like a feeling that your body isn't right. That your body is wrong. And with Samari, her body is decaying, or not decaying, but like degenerating at a fast rate because of the rituals she went through in the church. In the, what did they call it again? It was the, oh, I can't remember the secret cult she was a part of. She was a because she's a living human sacrifice, basically, for the people to try and find, for the church to try and communicate with the old gods. And she's also... This isn't what... So Samari's design is a little twisted. A lot of these Moon Scorch designs are actually twisted and not what, in quotation marks, what they would naturally be, right? Isn't Samari Marina's sister? No. Samari knew Marina, or she met Marina when Marina was studying at the Vatican, but Marina didn't see her. She sort of silently stalked Marina, and fell in love with her. So like Abella's, right, is a good example. She has a face hugger parasite on her. So what she would transform into without that, we don't know. But she has that, and so it's her design is a little different. Dan is a classic. He's not even Moon Scorch, right? And Samari's is a bit more subtle because not only did she Moon Scorch inside of Rare's realm, which is sort of twisted anyway, but when you talk to her, you can sort of see that her mind is getting twisted by logic. And because she says that she built that world for Marina, and she couldn't have. She only just arrived, right? Like, you see her... It feels like it's canon that Marina sees her on day one morning when she stabs her father, because Marina's father has a unique conversation with her that sort of wraps up her family plot. And so there's no possible way Samari could have built anything in Rare's realm in that time. And so it seems like she's getting... Her mind is getting almost overwritten by logic. And that's why she's sort of... Her face getting peeled off and only having one eye references the sulfur cult, because we see that with the janitor has his back opened up. And the one eye, of course, is the classic sulfur look, right? And you can see her body is all black goo, like from the logic world. So she's very much part of the logic world there, and that's not what her actual... If she Moon Scorched without going in there, it would probably look very different. What it would look like, who knows, and I don't think we're ever going to find out. Alternate Moon Scorch designs would be sick, but that's something I don't think we'll ever get. That just seems like well out of the scope of the game, right? What effects does logic have? Hasn't been obvious in the game. Most of her effects are very subtle, and it's really hard to say what is and isn't a lot of the time, because she's taken control of the human subconscious throughout Preheval. You can see because when you go to the white bunker, you can see Logic's arms stretching out from the bunker, and you can see those arms as you're playing the game, and they're constructing the wooden realm of Logic. Whenever you see the big pillars, you'll see Logic's arms building, like, putting them together. So she's doing something there. Exactly what? It's like, who really knows? I think that Samari was so affected because she shares the same soul type as Ryla, who became Logic. Ryla is a radiant soul. We're told that in Olivia's opening. And Samari also has a radiant soul. So that's why she's sort of been so easy to overwrite. And what that does is that gives us more insight into what Ryla wants. Ryla wants her sister. Ryla wants her sister to come to her. And you can see that in the opening. When you fall asleep and you see Ryla drawing the sigil on the train floor and then running away, she's trying to protect Olivia. She's trying to pull Olivia to her. And then when you get into the bunker, so you get to the janitor's room, right? Which we find out later is actually in the bunker. And then you go into the Hall of the Gods, which again, we find out later is right next to Ryla's room. And then it's only then Percolate's like, oh no, yoink, you're not taking them, they're mine. So we were almost inducted into Logic straight away, but Percolate yoinked us out there, so. Anyone know what happens to Dan if you kill Pocket Cat and sleep on night 3? Pocket Cat is a character rather than a physical person, so I think the same thing would still happen. Why would Lagarde build logic? He wants to become a god without using the power of the old gods, and there's a bit more to it than that, but that's basically the gist of it. He wants to build his own, so he's trying to build his own green hue, which is where the gods came from. And so that's what logic is. And when you get pulled into logic at the end of ending A, you enter the artificial green hue. So he succeeded. It's just he didn't get a chance to sit in the throne and become logic. Someone else did that. Dan is a blank soul, which is why he's minimally altered, right? It's so hard to know what the hell is up with Dan's blank soul. There's a lot of theories about it, like that's why he's so easy to be possessed by Pocket Cat. But it's... I don't know. I don't think there's enough information to tell for sure right now. It's so hard to know. Because there's not much in Dan's backstory that relate to him being a blank slate, really. So, I don't know. Lagarde sucks. Hey. In this house, Lagarde is a hero, right? Lagarde is a hero. Lagarde fumbles again, he did. The stream name is wrong. It should be Simping for the Gods with Darts. Yeah, basically. What's your theory on the blank soul? I don't really have one. I haven't really spent a lot of time looking into it. Because I don't know if there's much to look into, unfortunately. So I don't think it's easy to say one way or the other. I would say, you know, I'm happy to go with what the current major theory is. You know, Dan's blank soul is that's the reason why he's so easy to overwrite with Pocket Cat. Why he's a plaything of the gods, basically, because he's also got Vitruvia's abilities too. Maybe a blank soul makes you a plaything of the gods pretty easily. Makes you an easy servant of the gods, rather. Because, you know, he's a servant of Vitruvia, and then he becomes a servant of Rare, so... and even early in the story, he becomes a servant of Sylvian, so... Maybe that's what the blank soul does, it just makes you an easy servant of the gods. He should have built his new god closer to Bremen. That's the thing, there's a reason he built it in pre-Hevel, and I'm trying to figure out exactly why. After I did this Sun God video, I want to do a logic video. And I haven't figured out a lot of the details yet. But Rare has been worshipped in pre-Hevel for a very long time. And I think Sulfur has too. Like, we see those blood pits out in the forest. All hidden in the woods. And then we see those same pits underneath the church. So I think that Rare and Sulfur worship go hand in hand, is what I'm thinking. So that's why Logic had to be built there. Because Logic is Lagarde's attempt to mantle the story of Sulfur and become the king of his new Mahab. And so to do that, he wants to hijack the energy of Sulfur. Which ends up working, I guess. Lagarde would be a hero if he didn't have massive skill issues. Basically. Vitruvia can change your soul? No. No, it's that Dan, all medical abilities are Vitruvian abilities. And yeah, so that's why I think maybe the blank soul means you can just sort of learn any sort of god abilities like that pretty easily. Maybe, I don't know, I'm just guessing. I'm just spitballing, right? I don't really know. I think the reason he needed pre-Hevel was because Termina Festival was held there. Well, the Termina Festival is held in multiple locations. I'm pretty sure they said that it just goes wherever Rare wants. But the Sulfur cult is also really strong in pre-Hevel, so... Have you heard Pulse and Anxiety with Braincraw? Yeah, it bangs. Isn't it because the Veronians already started building the bunkers in pre-Hevel? So, the Logic Project bunkers were built with the cooperation of the Bremen army. And I think that, the church, because you see a bunker underneath the church, right? There's even an elevator leading straight to the bunker. I think that the church was rebuilt, or at least had a bunch of money pumped into it by the Bremen army, because we see what looks like, what appears to be a stained glass window of Lagarde in the church. So, well, are you a servant / scholar of fear and hunger? The god? That's a good question. Which god would I be most attuned to? Probably Rare, I would say. If Rare turned his back on the world, does that mean Moon Scorching the result of his backside, like he's mooning us? Basically, if you have no personality, sooner or later you'll turn into a furry. So true. So true. Got me roped into Black Souls from an offhanded mention in one of the VODs. You do terrible things to me more, though. Yeah, for the record, I haven't played it. If the cops ask, that's what we tell them. Because I haven't. Because it's illegal to play here in Australia. It's illegal to download here in Australia, so. Go far T-poser so you know it's powerful. Oh, wow. More they are sulfur cultists, he told me. Shh, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Didn't they steal the teleelectroscope plans from the Eastern Union? No. Eastern Union didn't exist when Logic started. The war started because Veronia was like... Veronia, for some reason, joined forces with Eastern sanctuaries. And I think it's because they realized just how fucking crazy Kaiser was. Hey, Forrest, thank you very much for membership. Really appreciate it. Who's your favorite character and why is it Raggy? I think Raggy is he's just really strong. He's got great abilities. He's just a really interesting character. His S ending is probably the easiest. His boneless S ending is probably the easiest. So I think he's a really good beginner character, I think, you know. Just doesn't have very many glitches or anything like the other characters are pretty glitchy. He's not. Yeah, I think he's just really good all around. Yeah. Kind of like Venushka, one of the most normal gods out there. Venushka is low-key crazy. Hey, Chris, how you doing? Will this be in the exam? Okay, so Venushka is the god of enlightenment. Now, enlightenment in Fear and Hunger means a bridging of the physical world and of the body and the soul, of the physical world and the world of the dead. So Venushka is low-key pretty fucking crazy. Yeah, it's I don't know if I'd worship Venushka. God of kangaroos. I thought Ormir would be the main god, followed by people. Percolate use pretty much use Ormir to make sulfur ascend. Lagarde tries to do the same to make electric ascend. Yeah. And how you doing, chaps? Yeah, so in the actual world, Ormir is definitely the most worshipped. And that makes sense because he is basically the last old god still kicking around. Every other old god left or died before he was born. So, and he's the most human, until the god of fear and hunger, he's the most human. He's the only one that actually understands humans, is what basically happened. All the other ones didn't really get humans at all. And they were sort of annoyed that humans didn't understand them either. Whereas Ormir is like, he's born from a human, so humans instinctively understand him a lot better, so. Like how no one is saying they'll worship God of the Depths. Checks out. God of the Depths is dead! Ormir is postal Jesus. Kind of. The secret is, guys, Ormir doesn't actually exist. It's all sulfur, baby! I worship God of the Depths. Trying to talk to bugs sounds awesome. It does kind of sound pretty cool, doesn't it? So in for the win. Horizon to Horizon orgy. On my desk by yesterday, please. You know what I think is really interesting? I think that when you think about that story, the story of the Grand Sylvian orgy is so important. It shows up in both games, right? And Miro doesn't put in anything by accident, okay? He didn't just put that in because he didn't have anything to write about, right? He wrote a whole fucking game. He can write a new story if he wanted to. But that was put in twice. So the question is why? And I think that when you think about, well, okay, so what's happened with Sylvian and orgies in what we see in the games? We see hydras, right? We know what happens whenever there's a whole bunch of sex and Sylvian nearby. They all merge together into one big being. So it makes you wonder what Sylvian was trying to do when she had a horizon to a sea of people in a massive orgy. What was Sylvian trying to do? Okay, no one wants to worship Gorgoroth. Yeah. Doing alright, just getting ready for bed. Stop by and watch you for a bit. Oh, thanks for coming in, though. Be interesting to see Ulmir heresy that worships the good aspects of Ulmir instead of the sulfur aspect. Well, the Ulmir worship is a sulfur heresy. That's the thing. Sulfur is the true god. Sulfur is what actually happened. But then, for some reason, it got twisted into the Ulmir worship that we see today. So, Ulmir worship is the heresy, is the good heresy. I think the Great Sylvan Party is foreshadowing to something like the core from Steven Universe. I've never seen Steven Universe. This Sylvian was creating a planet, Dead Space style. Interesting. What's the most mysterious thing with no explanation in any of the games? Green hue. We know very little about where the gods come from. The green hue mutates humans. The gods come from there. Apparently they go back there. Like, what is it? Like, is it a realm? Is it something metaphysical? Is it like what's going on there? And I don't think the green hue might be explained because we see the artificial green hue through logic. So if Fear and Hunger 3 talks about logic some more, then we might find out more about the green hue just from the fact we're finding out more about logic. So, you know, maybe we will, but at the moment I think it's the most mysterious thing in the games is the green hue. And also, sort of the other missing old gods. We know there was more old gods than the ones we've actually know their names of in game. There's at least 2 more old gods, maybe 3 or 4. And we don't know anything about them. There's references to their names in the files, but Miro said he leaves red herrings in the files on purpose. So we can't consider that canon. And I would like to know what their deal is and where the hell they've gone. And I guess technically until I release my video, who the sun god is still one of the greatest mysteries, but I think I'm pretty sure I've solved that. Fear and Hunger 3 during the Iraq War would be cool. It would be cool. Cold War, War on Terror style Iraq. Like War on Terror, Fear and Hunger would be sick. Vitruvia is likely an old god, so that's one. I don't think Vitruvia was an old god. So Vitruvia could have been an ascended god. It could have been. Or Vitruvia was either an ascended god or a new god. I suspect new god. But it could be an ascended god. I don't think Vitruvia was an old god. Because Vitruvia was around when Ulmir was born. And we know what gods were around then. We know about them. So their traces, Vitruvia's traces would still be here. We don't know if ascended gods have traces. Ascended gods are weird. So, you know, it's kind of weird. Background story that amuses me the most is Chef Anders. Killed a rival, possibly took the virginity of the princess, wrote 2 cookbooks, ended up as a knight. Yeah, Chef Anders is sick. He's great. Sounds like the lore of Doom Eternal Ancient Gods DLC. Davos created everything and his own creation, father, stole the role of God and threw Davos into hell, turning him into Dark Lord. Oh, that's interesting. War on Terror and Starvation. That's sick. I think Vitruvia is an old god in the same sense as Venushka, a child of Sylvian who designed humanity. That's interesting. Could be. If Dan's blanks, if that theory, that offhand theory I made about Dan's blank soul, how he's easy to manipulate into using the powers of the gods. No, but because other people can use Vitruvia's powers through Dan's soul, so that doesn't make sense. Vitruvia has to be a new god. Yeah, sorry guys, because Vitruvia's abilities are all Dan's, and you can only ever get new god abilities through souls. It means that Vitruvia is a new god. That has to be the case. That's of course discounting soul for fuckery, because he does bend souls around a bit, so maybe he could, but there's no hint that that's happening. So as it stands right now, the evidence points to Vitruvia being a new god. If there's different evidence, I would love to hear it, because Vitruvia is still a bit of a mystery. I think I've solved a bit about Vitruvia, but if there's more evidence, I'd love to hear it, because, yeah, I'm not entirely convinced. So, making a mod that makes Marco blue. That sounds like a great mod. Hey Blue Aussie, how you doing? I've been watching a ton of your videos about Fear and Hunger 1, Fear and Hunger in general. Would you recommend I try it myself before going into Termina? You don't have to. They are, they're very similar, but they're also very different games. I found Termina to be easier to get into. Yeah. But there is more guide content for Fear and Hunger 1. So if you're happy to look up a lot of guides when you get stuck, then I'd go Fear and Hunger 1. But if you want to play through just like blind by yourself, I would probably suggest Termina. You don't need to have played the first game to play the second. They're very separate stories. You will miss references, of course, but it's not vital. Yeah, but honestly, they're both really good, and you could start with either one if you wanted. So, honestly, I think logic worshippers being cyborgs trying to match the perfection of the blessed machine would be cool as fuck. Yeah, I can imagine quite a hive mind situation. We've already seen hints of the hive mind with Samarine. So, fun fact: resurrecting all mermaid gives you the Triton ending. What are you talking about? How would anybody possibly find out anything in Fear and Hunger without guides and lore videos? It's definitely a game series designed to, well, maybe not designed, but maybe this is like a pleasant outcome. But it's one of those games where it really benefits from the community working together. Like, I've come up with some theories all by myself, right? Like, the Sun God one in particular, and Ulmir and Sulfur being Ulmir. But without talking to the rest of the community and poking around in the lore Discord, I wouldn't have had all the evidence, is the thing. Like I was having a conversation with somebody about the Crimson Fathers, and I was like, what's the deal with the Crimson Fathers? And we just had a conversation. And then we'll just talk about stuff, and we'll throw out theories, and then someone will say, no, that can't be right because of this, and they'll say something. I'm like, well, no, that can't be right because of this, and we'll just have all these piles of evidence together, right? And then I'll go away and I'll think about all that evidence, and I'm like, okay, well, that sort of hints towards this theory, and then I'll think about a theory, and then I'll like look at other evidence, and oh, Skelter, thank you very much for the 2. Really appreciate it.
Suffering. The answer is suffering every time.
It is suffering. And I think, okay, well, what's the deal with, okay, so here's, the Crimson Fathers, what are they related to Groggoroth then? Because of this one word that is only ever used with Groggoroth. And I'm like, well, let's explore that connection for a bit, and I'll think of other evidence and, build up from there. So none of this stuff is ever made in a vacuum. I don't know if it would be difficult to piece it all together yourself, I think. Not impossible, of course, the game's only made by one man. It's impossible for one man to put it all back together. But it would be very difficult to have the whole game in your head. I have a big document full of like little lore snippets and just little information about everything. And I need to update that. I haven't looked at that for a bit. I need to clean that up, I think. And that's been very useful for me. I'll be like, oh, wasn't there something like about, didn't somebody say something about, you know, Bremen doing this? And like, I look at the Bremen heading, it's like, oh yeah, they did. Here you go. Or like, no, that was actually wrong. And you know, but it's funny how I'll think something in my head and then I'll go and actually look at it in game and it's slightly different. It's like, oh wait, no, that's not exactly what happens at all. Another potential idea is a game set in Vinland. That'd be interesting. Miro said he probably wouldn't because there's no human ruins there. There's ruins, but not human ruins, and the game very much relies on human civilization, so... You know, it's not possible, right? You know, Miro can do whatever the fuck he wants, right? But it's unlikely. Crimson Father has the same ritual dagger as a Black Witch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Crimson Fathers are absolutely... They're Groggoroth cultists. You know, maybe they're like mutated Black Witches. Their exact relation to Black Witches isn't entirely clear, but they're Groggoroth cultists of some kind, right? To get map pad on this game is going to make a theory like the girl is actually the Sulphur God. Vinland is Nightmare America, yeah. Our Nightmare North America. It includes like, we're not sure exactly where they landed. It's somewhere along the you know, North America, Canada, eastern coast. Old gods seem very pagan. The old gods are more related to, I believe it's the Hindu deities. But they do reference lots of different stuff. Like there's a lot of, it's very syncretic. When I hear Servant of the God of Destruction, the last thing I think of is a snail. Do you think Miro should have focused on optimizing the first game and clearing any bugs and glitches before immediately going on to the sequel? No. No. I think it's fine. You know, honestly, people say this a lot, but I do think the jankiness is part of the appeal. It feels like an odd experience, and Termina is missing that feeling of being something very strange and almost alien. That's why I like how Miro uses odd words sometimes. The classic is the spell hurting, right? Like, it's technically not wrong. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't call a spell hurting, but it's just a really odd word to pick for it. You know, like, an English speaker would usually, you know, English as their first language would usually maybe use, like, pain or something like that. You know, it's to spell pain, not hurting. And I just think that gives the game a really interesting atmosphere, and the bugs and all the strangeness sort of plays into that. So no, I don't think that, of course, the actual like game-breaking bugs should definitely be fixed at some point. And Miro says he's planning on going back at some point, and or he might. There's a good chance, not definitely planning to, but there's a good chance he'll go back and fix some bugs. But a lot of the strangeness, he's going to try and leave that in, and I think that's okay. Matt Pat here. Why you should leave the child in the cage? Hey, Skelter, thank you very much for the 5. Could a Cthulian god beat a Fear and Hunger god and vice versa?
The real question, could a Cthulian god beat an F&H god and vice versa?
Cthulhu would be bodied, absolutely. Cthulhu was just a messenger, really, but for the other old gods, it depends on which old god. Sorry, old ones. Were they the old ones? The great ones? I can't remember. He uses a lot of these terms interchangeably. I think there was like two races called the Great Ones. But I think that what's the name of that piper? No, the god that's asleep, the mad god that's asleep, and the ones that are piping to it. Demon Sultan Azathoth. The Great Old Ones. There you go. Wait, do I have this song somewhere? Where is it? It's a bang. I think I'll get pinged for copyright if I play this though. Maybe I'll just link it if I can find it. Demon Sultan Azathoth. Ba 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 ba. No, there's a banger version of this. Is that the banger version? It's no surprise a little Eldritch Nush knows this stuff. I'll just play it, fuck it.
Demon Sultan as a thought bubbles in confusion, center of the universe, sprouting foul protrusions, awful maddening beating drums, hellish flutes are playing, round him dance the other gods, voiceless, mindless swaying.
It's a banger, absolute banger. Somebody made a Lovecraft themed Christmas album years ago. And there's some, I think this is like the only song I actually liked on there. But yeah, it's an absolute banger. And there's a version of this from Black Souls as well. I think it's the Moon. Black Souls, you recognize it because I used it in one of my videos. Here it is. This one, this version. I like this version better. This version's way better. Average ninth circle choir singing. But yeah, Azathoth would. It's hard to know. We don't know the exact power level of the ascended gods, of the old gods. Old gods seem to be pretty ridiculously strong. But the gods in Lovecraft are also ridiculously strong, so it's really hard to tell. We don't know. You want a ritual? We don't know. So there's sort of implications that the old gods in Fear and Hunger created the world, but we don't know how true that is. They bend reality around them, but did they create reality? Probably not, but it's really hard to tell. Whereas in Lovecraft, some of those gods, it's like, you know, apparently we're all part of the dream of Azathoth. So that's like that's pretty high on the power level, right? If we're all the dream of a mad god, so so you know that's pretty high. But it would depend on which god in particular. I think the Yellow King would probably get bodied by the. Yellow god just seems to fuck with people's heads, which is very, very Logic does that, and Logic. It seems like if an ascended god does, like, if Sulfur woke up, Sulfur could probably just smush Logic right now. But, you know, it's so hard to tell because we don't see any of these gods in their prime. So, is there no gameplay? Not yet, no. We'll be playing soon, though. We don't see any of these gods in their prime, so it's sort of really hard to tell. We only hear, like, vague glimpses and stories about them. Sulfur conquered the world. Okay, what is, you know, new gods conquer the world too, so what's the scale there? It's like, Yellow King would just get bodied. It's so funny to me. Azathoth theory being the reader of Lovecraftian book, once the books are closed, represents the readers stop reading and technically wakes up from their imagination dreamlands. That's a great theory. I love that theory. Well, isn't there an Aboriginal mythology that says all of existence is a dream of a giant serpent? I believe that. I haven't looked into this very much, so take this with a grain of salt, but I believe that that's what they said happened in the past, was a giant dream. But it isn't now. I could be wrong. And each tribe definitely does have their own twist on the mythology, so it does differ from tribe to tribe as well. Ancient history was the dream time, that was the past. Which would be really interesting to see if Australia is sort of like Vinland, all fucked up by Rare, right? I don't know if we're ever going to go to Australia though, because it's possible there were colonies in Termina time, but it's hard to know. So, what were we saying? Yeah, it's sort of like when you're comparing the power scales of the ascended gods, it's like, okay, so we know that the old gods conquered humanity, and the new gods conquered humanity. It's like, well, you know, I can lift up this rock. You know, a kid can lift up a rock, and a bodybuilder can lift up a rock. Does that mean they're the same strength? It's like, well, no, we don't know. We don't know what the upper bounds of their strength is, right? So we don't know. We haven't seen what they actually struggle with, right? It wasn't a struggle for Sulfur to conquer the Earth. He just did it. You know, he can literally bend reality to his whim. He can give his followers any ability he wants. He can give them literally anything they want through blank scrolls. He can teleport anywhere and do anything he wants, right? This is what Ulmir can do. So, we've just seen vague glimpses of it in the game. So his power level is pretty ludicrous. But I don't think we'll ever see the upper bounds of their power levels or even hear about it. So, what's your take on the morning one, a new god? It's probably a new god, but again, it's hard to tell because we only know the name, right? I seriously think a passive "look at me and go insane" instantly puts Lovecraft in a different tier. See, it's not really that you're looking at them and going insane. It's more that your understanding of the world around you is opening up. It's kind of like, what's a good example? Imagine like a medieval peasant, right? And you think that the sky above you is literally heaven, and then there's nothing after that. But then you suddenly realize that no, it's actually space, and it goes on for the infinite. It goes on to infinity, right? You know, the universe is so gargantuanly huge, and we're a tiny little pinhead in the middle of it. Yo, Skelter, thank you very much.
I feel like, with my rather limited knowledge of the power scaling here between the two, Azathoth versus literally all the gods of the F and H universe, is a tie.
Honestly, it's I don't know. it probably could be. You know, it depends on where Azathoth is. Is Azathoth in this metaphor? It might be Azathoth is the, like, you know, the green hue is the mind of Azathoth. Like the artificial green hue is the mind of humanity. So if Azathoth wakes up, then the green hue just stops and the old gods just don't exist anymore. So sort of like your brain cooking over a concept. Exactly. It's going mad in Lovecraft is more like a revelation, a negative revelation for you. So it's not like, oh, Cthulhu sends you mad when you look at him. It's like you're realizing that there are creatures that are way bigger than you. There are civilizations that are greater than anything humanity has ever built. And they're just waiting under the water for the right time to come up and conquer us again. And there's nothing you can do about it. You literally cannot stop it. And that's why people sort of go crazy when that happens. Reading Lovecraft frustrates me because it's always like, it was so scary, I can't tell you how scary it was. It's also something to know that the Eldritch gods don't give a shit about humans. We're ants to them. Whereas Fear and Hunger gods do, in fact, give a shit. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah. Yeah, for the most part, the gods don't really care about humanity. You know, there are some interactions, of course, but it, you know, doesn't seem that interesting. They don't seem that interested. Whereas, yeah, like the old gods in Fear and Hunger were actually mad that humans didn't want to play with them. So, or didn't know how to play with them, right? You just don't understand me anymore. That's why I'm leaving. You know, we've drifted apart. You just don't get me. Does Mahab still exist to create new gods? Probably. Yes, actually, no, yes, Mahab still definitely does exist. I don't know if it can still create new gods, though. It's sort of hard to tell. Ever just crushed an ant because it annoyed you? Most of the time people don't care about ants, but sometimes you do. Yeah, that's exactly it, right? How you doing, Solar? Inca reminds me of Eastern philosophy. One can achieve godhood through self-cultivation and hidden knowledge. Oh, yeah. Imagine your entire worldview is shattered in an instant, and then nothing you knew to be real. Everything you knew to be real was a lie. That's what seeing an old one feels like. Exactly, yeah. It's like all these things we've built up, all these different worldviews. It's just wrong. And that's what seeing Cthulhu represents. It's like, no, you are. It's the idea that you are nothing in a physical form. That's what Cthulhu represents to you. And back then, when Lovecraft was writing, that was a big deal. That was a much bigger deal than it is now. Now we're all just nihilists, aren't we? And you're a weird one if you think life has meaning. So that's why Lovecraft writing seems a bit strange to a lot of us. It's still good, but it does lose a lot of the sting, doesn't it? Instant existential crisis, exactly. I just feel like humans would have a similar problem if we ran into aliens, but I'm all for it. Humans have sort of we have really come to terms with the idea that we are tiny and insignificant in the grand scheme of things. I don't think that's right, but that's what we've come to terms with. I once read a really great comment about how the great old ones don't understand us at all. Like if a group of ants started to worship you and ask for gifts. Yeah, exactly. If an old one showed up, I would just shut my eyes really hard. Exactly. You can't affect me. My eyes are closed. Okay. Well, in Donovan's house, we find out that he visited Mahab using... I believe he dreamed of Mahab, and he knew about the book Passages of Mahab, and I think he had a book. I could be wrong though. He either had a book before and wanted another one, or he just knew it existed and wanted one. So, hey, thanks for the 2, Skelter. Yeah, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Boo, my break is over. I might be back, but see you for now.
Okay. Should we play? My throat's sore. Why is my throat sore? It's because I haven't spoken in like 4 days, probably. Power scaling wise, outer gods akin to Azathoth and Yog-Shoggoth. Above great old ones, Cthulhu, Dagon, and the likes, and great ones. Terrified earth gods. Okay, that makes sense. Father Hugo certainly used the book. I'm just trying to remember exactly what he says. Because he knew about Mahab because he dreamed about it. I'm pretty sure he said he dreamed about it. And I'm just trying to remember if he said he used the book before or not, but it doesn't matter that much. Actually playing the game is for mid-streamers. You just went an hour long. Oh god, it has been an hour. Wow. Okay, let's actually play this game, huh? Okay. Where's my sound? Hang on. Did I mute the game? I think I muted the game. Yeah, I did. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, and again, we are using the audio fix by Dark Raccoon. The link to that should be down in the description. Because Fear and Hunger has some annoying... It has some annoying issues with sounds, and the audio fix just fixes them up. Okay. Okay, so this is a party at the moment. So we killed... all of the new gods, I think. Hang on. Should I have the soul? I should have the souls in here, shouldn't I? Endless soul, enlightened soul, and tormented soul. I say 6. So, this is officially as far as I've ever gotten by myself in this game. So, better to have a small party or a large one. So larger parties do have the downside of having to, you know, maintain all of their healing and their food and stuff like that. But having extra party members means they're all attacking, and that can be a huge deal. You just straight up take less damage when you have more people. So let's take a look. We have Blue Sin, which is cracked. I think I have the best stuff on already, don't I? Oh, Black Witch. That's right. So she can poison people now, which is sick. Is this better? That's not better. There we go. You can use the Jingatsa. And Moonless. Guess nothing. Okay. 100+ viewers just to listen to mad people ramble about the gods. To the uninitiated, they might think that Fear and Hunger is a really good book by the way we talk about it. Do you prefer the first game or Termina? If I had to pick one, I would pick, probably the first game. But they are very good for different reasons. And honestly, each week it changes which one I prefer. You know, if you asked me last week, I'd say Termina, but this week I'm saying Fear and Hunger. They're very good games for slightly different reasons. Okay. I'm meaning to test it, but it's a weird coincidence that the player characters have the same souls as the new gods. Oh no, that's intentional. So what you can do is, because Das has... So when you're playing as somebody with a certain soul, that means you can just skip that one. So when you're Ragnvalder, you don't have to fight the Tormented One. When you are Kahara, you don't have to fight Nilvan. Or you don't have to get Nilvan's soul. And likewise, if I killed Kahara and got his endless soul, I wouldn't have to do the Nilvan section. If I killed Enki, I wouldn't have to do Valtiel. So, yes, that's very intentional. Were 4 souls originally the only ones? Any evidence of others in the first game? There is an ancient soul, but that might be special. And there's no other souls visible in the game as far as I'm aware. But there is an endless series of new gods, which suggests an endless series of souls, right? Based. My favorite Fear and Hunger game is the one I'm playing right now. Basically. How do you get the other character's souls? You just kill them and you get their soul. Oh, wait, I think you need a soul stone, actually. Hang on. I haven't actually done it. I think you need a soul stone. If you have a soul stone and then you kill them, then you can get their soul. Ancient soul is from the girl, yep. Human. I see you have the endless soul, the tormented soul, and the enlightened soul. You possess all the required ingredients to pass through. As a last trial, I shall challenge you. Are you ready? I'm ready, let's go. Prepare yourself. I don't imagine this fight's going to be very hard. Hundreds of years without anyone passing by, my mind was already lost. I thank you for waking me up. Now let us duel to the last figurine standing. What I think is that... So, we see lots of stories about figurines being made. You know, there's all the figurines throughout the city. These figurines here, these clay ones, are older than the ones Valtiel made. Valtiel tried to make things, but couldn't work out souls. These clay figurines don't seem to have souls either. I think it was Ulmir that made these. Because he makes clay statues. We find out he makes clay statues. But also, we see the story of Vitruvia. How Vitruvia made the plans for humanity. I think Vitruvia actually made clay statues of humanity and then Sylvian breathed life into them. I think that's just a neat little touch. That's what I suspect. It doesn't matter, like, at all. And I don't think we'll ever prove it. But that's what I think. That's my headcanon. Is Vitruvia made clay statue humans and then Vitruvia breathed life into them. We want fast attack. Yes. Go poison the body. There we go. How do you get a demon seed? I think demon keys are low-key cute, and I want one, but I can't find it. You need to get that special spell. I don't know how to get that spell. Oh, that's right. I gave Moonus Black Orb. That's fucking hilarious. I completely forgot I did that. About the T-Rex. How did the T-Rex become god of the lizard people? The T-Rex is just the new god form of a lizard man. It can bleed? What the hell? It's interesting that it doesn't use it every turn, though. Miss. There we go. Pile of nameless remains are left here. Oh, poor fella. Not a particularly hard fight. I don't think it's meant to be. Skills, loving whispers. There we go. And then I can smoke mine, because I have a shitload of opium, so. Pipe, here we go. Synth, there we go. Do you know anything about Veronia? Very little. It's basically just Russia. The thing about these games is when you're not told anything, if it's based on an existing place, you can just assume it's like that existing place. That's sort of the intention of the setting. These are kind of statues of new gods, aren't they? This is cool. I want to know more about these new gods. Oh, that looks like that one that we actually, that's that guy that we actually see. I want to play as a lizard man and skin people who displease me. That'd be fun. Girls starting to feel hungry. Don't lie to me. The hell? Light a torch. Oh. Hello, my fair lady. If you come this far, that means another cycle is about to begin, huh? So pointless, you know. There are demons in Fear and Hunger, yeah. We are nothing but puppets. There is no real domination. So yes, I am ready. Take this key, you will need it. Proceed back in time, you'll find my younger self. Kill him, and you will get what you are after. The King's Passage key, okay. Kill him if you can, that is. Ha ha! Puppets, what are you talking about? Where's the fun of me explaining everything? It took me numerous life cycles to understand the greater scheme of things. Please let me enjoy your ignorance. It's one of the last pleasures I got left. Ha 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 ha! How do I kill you? I used to be quite a cocky one. Use that to your advantage. Okay. With these dogs, I've used a couple of generations to breed these magnificent war dogs. Okay. They are ferocious little bastards. Cool. What's down here? Why can't I just kill him here? Young stud Francois. Oh yeah. I guess this is when he doesn't have his... Did he seriously just unleash the dogs on me? Are you kidding? Oh, hello. Why is there an... Why is there an organ of the God of the Depths here? That's weird. Who let the dogs... Killing Francois in the future wouldn't open up the throne for Ascension, methinks. I'm not sure how it all works out. I think this is after he's given up, so he doesn't have his soul anymore anyway. Do you think playing as a non-human in Fear and Hunger would change the game dynamic too much? Probably. Because the whole point is being like someone who's really out of their depths. And being non-human will probably change that a bit too much. There are carvings that seem to depict gods entering the doorway, but a human being left outside. That's your interpretation, at least. I saw the shape of a king's crown on the door, suggesting a possible key. Okay. There's ancient writing on those walls. You don't recognize the language. We get ominous feeling from it. It's fair. Cool. God. You okay, dude? Charred body here. Seems like it combusted and burned very suddenly. Okay. Okay, so obviously don't stand on that, right? Cool. This guy likes gold, doesn't he? It's interesting that these wheels are also in Logic's realm as well. Okay. Oh, we should eat. Don't I have, like, fancy food? Pretty sure I do. Where is it? 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 Grilled meat. Here we go. And Moonless can have... Do I have any rotten meat? Moonless does have raw meat. There you go. There you go. Okay, I think we're good to go. I don't really need to change anything up. Hey, Frankie. Twin snakes, eh? Stretching up behind the throne. You see Francois, the dominating one, sitting on the throne. He's got a look in his face that absolutely despises your mere existence. That a reason you feel like a lesser human being. So you are finally here. You think you can overthrow my absolute dominance? Ha! We'll see about that. Cool little laugh. Okay. We're cheesing this, by the way. I'm not doing this properly. Try talking some sense into Francois. Oh god, how do we do this? Shit. I did a whole video about this with Bones. Okay, let's look up this video. I've completely forgotten the options. All Bones Jones. Here we go. Gaslight, gatekeep, girlboss, Frez, for again. Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Francois? No, did I misspell that? I did misspell that, that's why. Isn't the thing telling him his puppet? Yes, but there's like multiple options you have to pick. There's like 3 or 4 options you have to pick. I have it in this video. Here you go. Okay, this is a video I'm referencing, by the way. Okay, the correct talk options are prepare to die, this is the end, you're nothing but a puppet, how little you really know. Okay, there we go. Prepare to die like a worm. I'm past life and death. I'm closer to the gods than no one has ever been. This is the end, or of course. So either of these is good. Of course you're close to the gods. You're standing next to one. Not in a million years. I recognize a weasel when I see one. You got no spine, you got no balls, you're nothing to me. Just be an extension to my domination once I bend over your dead torso. You're nothing but a puppet. A puppet? A puppet of whom? Do you see strings attached to my arms? Do you see a puppeteer somewhere? There is no one but me left. Well, who is it? Who is it that puppeteers me? Why don't you reveal this little secret knowledge of yours? How little do you truly know? What? Bah! You know nothing. You think I'd fall for your pesky dictum? Moonless using black orb. This is hilarious. Okay, fast attack. There we go. And the girl, attack the other arm. We want poison on that. It's a girls only party? Oh, it is, isn't it? When he says, why won't you answer to me, Francois will start attacking next turn. Good, got rid of one arm. If he has his arms in the next phase, he'll start doing coin flips. And we kind of don't want that, so... You know, t is pronounced a lot of people differently. You get ke when you say it. Yeah, I kind of do. It's an anime phrase. Maybe it's like eh. All right, we got him. We got him. Oh, and his body's poisoned now. Let's go. Defeating the new guys, just girly things. Girls, get it done. Oh man, I'm excited for the next season of The Boys. The Boys is a great show. That's such a cool effect. It would be a lot cooler if I didn't know how to break this fight in half, right? I've seen them, which means they exist. I must be close to them, just 100 years or so and I'll ascend truly. I can't be stopped now. Oh, he set me on fire. That's not good. I forgot to talk to him. Who's your favorite The Boys character? That's a tough one. I think they're all pretty good. I really did like Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy was great. Did he? I guess this is spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, so close your ears for a minute. But I don't remember, did he die at the end? Did he like vanish, or is he still going to be in the show next season? I can't remember. Help guys, I'm simping for Golden Francois. Why do you hear me really with your ridiculous claims? Your ridiculous claims. Stream goes up and down a lot, sorry, that's just my internet. There we go. Francois, the dominating one, dies. You've proven your dominance over this old man who desperately tried to keep up with the times. With Francois, the dominating one, falling, the order of the new gods also crumbles down. The remnants of their reign are quickly forgotten. You get domination soul with you. Okay. Let's heal the girl up. And do I have like anything so I can heal Moonus's mind? I don't think I do. No, because Moonus can't smoke the pipe, so sorry Moonus, I think you're just... Oh, Ale, here we go. There you go. And I'll use the pipe. Tobacco. Let's see, there we go. Dominance over this old man. What is that, a hentai or something? It's my time. It's my... Can the dog use it? The dog can't use a pipe, which I think is... Personally think is bullshit. But... No, he can't. She can't. As you close the throne, you feel the air standing still. You feel electricity and excitement radiating from the chair. Your heart is beating fast. It feels like the throne holds great significance in the greater scheme of things. The throne of the new gods is sitting here empty, waiting for the successor to the past gods. Yes. Yes. Can you pass the boof to the little girl? You can, yes, but I don't need to though. A pitch black new world is unveiled before you. A cold wind carries over unnatural cries from all around you. You are not alone here, even if it would seem otherwise. Okay, so we need to find... No, not that way. Mysterious sign has been crafted here. Seems like this place hasn't always been completely deserted. That's weird. I don't know why we need to hide in the hole. Is this the moon? I don't know. Oh, shit. I don't think so. People keep saying it is, but... So we need to get down there. How do we get down there? This way? Oh, God. No, I don't want to fight that thing. Shit. Goodbye. What's in here? Well, that's weird. Green hue hurts your eyes. There doesn't appear to be anything in the pit that's endless green. I have no idea where I'm going. I've never actually been here. I think I've been here once. I don't know if I actually finished it though. Very odd architecture. Oh, are we back here? Does this place like loop around? Maybe it loops around. Oh, campfire. Comfy. What a big trip. Yeah. Imagine it smells like shit. A present's getting closer and closer. What presents? Okay. Where do I hide? Where do I hide? Where do I hide? Where do I hide? Here. Hide in the hole. Oh, there's like a heartbeat you can hear. Okay, I think it's gone. Okay, goodbye. Okay. What am I doing? No option to hide in the green hole? I think that would just kill you. Okay, we need to go down. We need to go down. Down this way. This way? Go away. Get out of the way, dude. Yep. No, not this way. This way. Oh, goddamn. There'll be an audio cue when the T-Rex is near. Yeah, it's very quiet, though, for some reason. This way? Okay, let's hide this hole for a bit. I'm gonna hide here and I'm gonna have a little chocolate. I have some chocolate. I'm gonna eat some chocolate while we wait for this guy to go away. Strong marry T-Rex. Okay, so take it left. Let's go. Nope. What's this weird fence? Is this where we're supposed to go? No? Yes? No? Oh, it is! We made it! Hey! Simp, we've been submissive long enough. Can't you hear our soul yearn for more? We can dominate. You can dominate. Just leave your earthly body behind and let us ascend. Let me dominate those that need hurting. What is true domination? There is no domination if there are no weak. That is the law of nature. There is no shame in admitting that you want power over the poor and weak. You, yourself, have sought domination by getting this far. You wanted to prove the others, but you got what it takes. You wanted to dominate the oppressive and hopeless darkness. As time will pass, will you tell people about your monumental achievement and share your gospel? How you passed through the hardships of the dungeon laid before you and about the eventual ascension? Yes, I will, actually. Did they update a new god design? No, I'm pretty sure this is the same. Stories about your fabled endeavors are passed to the people of all ages. Your tales inspire many in the times to come, from children to elderly. In the coming era, mankind is at the brink of chaos. Diseases run wild and kingdoms wage war with hundreds of thousands of casualties on all fronts, both women and children included. You would have the power to interrupt and potentially stop this. You have the strength to stop the mindless killing, but that would require you to step out from this plane of the void. Instead, you could try to affect mankind through religion and beliefs. Affecting a whole culture means slow change, and its effects don't save those in immediate peril, but religion might have more long-lasting effects. I think, being the domination soul, we want with strength, right? I'm like similar to the Tainted one? No, it's really similar to Francois. Can you guys die? Kinda. Not really, no. No. You leave your golden throne to disrupt the ongoing wars. With overwhelming strength, you crush entire armies that stand in your way. Kings and sultans of the time are left in terror before your power. Once you are done with your rage, mankind is left in a state of chaos. Common people get no one to turn to, and thus they seek safety from smaller tribes and communes. By meddling with mankind, you end up halting the technological and cultural process. People are also less self-imposed because of relying on gods of the past. Civilizations are back to Iron Age-like structures where physical strength is the only thing that matters. You watch other deities and gods fall around you one by one as men revolt against the old world order.
I had a thought. A JRPG-style summon item in F&H that summons a crow mauler. It's called a fatty worm, and it's just a disgustingly fat and long maggot, and you just toss it at an enemy's face.
Thanks for the 10, Scott. Yeah, that'd be fun. Being able to summon crow mauler to help you out. But yeah, thanks for the 10, I really appreciate it. However, your gospel back in the day was so strong that people remember it loud and clear. Your legacy has only grown stronger, with you crushing the warring kingdoms before the chaos began. Men fear you. You are known as a fierce god, and because there are no other gods left to rival your power, you become the one and only god despite your strength being limited to that of the new god. You guys get laid off, basically. Good job kicking civilization when it's down. You never escaped the dungeons of fear and hunger. Instead, you chose eternal void and darkness as a new god. Francois 2.0, basically, yeah. Dick-shaped armor is actually historically accurate. It is, yeah, it's funny. This is a bad ending because Darth loses her wig. Even as a god, she can't get Lagarde forever cockblocked. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Whoa, that was fun. Who should we do next? Wait, what ending should I do next? Let me see the end. Let me look at the endings. Where we go? Endings. What ending should we do next? Well, I want to do Yellow King ending, don't I? Yeah. Yeah. What would a more than you god do with his power? I would stay in the void and reach out to people through religion, streams. That's what I'd do. Do ending S? I can't do ending S on this difficulty. I had to start from the start. Dark's Ascending S is actually really easy. We could do that really quick. Enki is the most girly pop. More, they would be the god of agriculture and conspiracy theories. Using the Dungeon Nice bug to get Ragon's ending S. There's a Dungeon Nice bug to do that. Have you seen... Hang on, we need to watch this actually. I know I pull up Bones' stuff a lot, but we have to watch this. He is actually breaking the game in half. He literally made a new category of S-ending runs recently. Let's watch. Pick Kahara, Enki, or Raggy. Kahara, Enki, Raggy. If you're going to do the Yellow King ending, make sure to remember you can find your Lost Party members in the Void. Oh, you can? Huh. Is Dungeon Knight in the normal gang? No, you have to make a new save for that. Kahara, Raggy, Enki. Right. No, we're gonna watch it. We're not picking who we're gonna play next. We're gonna watch a world record S ending. Raggy, got another Raggy, got another Kahara, got another Enki, got a third Raggy. I think we got a third Raggy. Okay, let's go Raggy. Give me 1 second to get this set up. Okay. Okay. Bones went through and set world records for all of the S endings. For all the S endings recently. Because he broke the game in half, so. Here we go. Hey Light Kira, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Greetings to my German friends. Dungeon Night stream when, or did I miss it? Yeah, I've done it a couple of times actually. What are you singing? Oh, this is the ending theme for Fear and Hunger. Okay.
That seems more of an annoyance. That just seems like no one's gonna bother with that. Is the thing. Let's see. Also, it's not false advertising or clickbaiting to say that I have world record for this. It'll be shunted into its own category, fucking obviously.
All Bones Jones video thumbnails are often gold. Thank you. I make most of them, not all of them. Not all of them. I make most of them. I have some. Hang on. I just need to point out my favorites first. I made. Well, we sort of. He made half of it, and then I adjusted that one. I make pretty much all of these. Yeah, most of these I made. There's only a couple that I didn't like. Oops, it jumped. Like this one, I don't think I made. These ones, I made this one first, How to Run in Fear and Hunger, and I was like, I had an epiphany, and like I had to make it, and then it turned out to be probably my favorite thumbnail was this style. Hang on, you can't even see that once. Yeah. So this style where it's like them coming towards the screen. It's so funny. Meow's voice is so comforting, I feel like I'm being lulled to sleep and I just wake up. Well, thank you, Bologna. Hold on, has Fear and Hunger ended? We might start a new save after this. I just wanted to show off this world record because it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah, I think this might be my favorite though. I thought I came up with this thumbnail and I really like it. I think it's cool. It's low key. Where's my mouse? There it is. It's a low key cool. But the gritty ones are always funny, aren't they? The gritty ones are always funny. Okay, let's watch this. We'll watch this. Yeah, Bones has literally broken S ending runs so hard. There's now a new category for them in
Oh, whoops.
in Speedrun.
I knew that was gonna happen at some point, but it's still technically world record because it's the first run of that category.
Oh, he's using the censorship mod. Oh, there you go.
Hard mode, intro, yes. Bow and arrows. Don't give in.
What a man.
Realistically, you know what would be really interesting as a category? Instead of making this just like its own category separate for each character, just have a credits, like an S ending wrong warp category. Because then you can optimize it within the constraints of each character, since the run is functionally the same for everyone.
How long have you worked with Bones anyway? So not private info. Well, we've
That
only
would
really
actually
worked
be
together
kind of sick.
for a few months now, I suppose. Maybe 3 months. We've known each other for ages though. I guess a year and a half. I mean, I say ages, like a year and a half now. I guess maybe 2 years we've known each other.
I mean, with that category, we're not watching the screen. Empty scroll, nice. Just like a holy shit! What was that? Second try? What the fuck is this lock?
But yeah, I've been
Just
editing
a
videos
category
for
where
him
the
for
goal
a few months
is
now.
to get
Are you married
the
to
knight's
him?
ascending requirements
No.
as someone other than the knight to get their ascending. It's essentially the same thing
Should make
as like
Jones
the
voice
knight
characters and
ascending
enemies in
run,
the sea, 'cause that'd be
but,
funny
you
as.
get a different character.
Hey, if
Means
Mira
that
wants me to
there's
voice
potentially
anything,
some form of
I'll do it.
optimization there?
Hell yeah, I'll do it for free. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's
Did you
gonna
see what
have to
happened
be its
there?
own category because it would fucking suck if the cool stuff like, well,
Hang on, did you see what happened there? He's got passages and then he just walks through the wall. Like then he just walks through the wall and now he's not in passages anymore and then he won't time out.
It would fucking suck. If,
Jones should
the cool
voice
stuff,
Olivia
like,
because Mother thinks
well,
she's cute.
kind
No,
of scroll
no,
through
don't
it.
ruin Olivia. And a voice Pocket Cat? Man,
would,
people keep telling me I have a good
also be
Pocket Cat voice and I don't, that makes me
some
uncomfortable.
other- like, it was just all that went away. All of that meta stuff.
I
all
don't,
of
it's
that
bad.
plot,
It's
all
bad
that
to be a good Pocket
planning
Cat. I don't
and
want to be a good
story
Pocket Cat.
would suck. Shutting this to its own category would be kind of cool. I just like the idea of having a knight-esque but not the right character.
Look away for 2 seconds. Now he has a party member. Not that he's in. How you doing? How you doing, Rare?
Welcome back
Not that he's in
Hunger.
Mahab.
That-
You simp for Pocket Cat, so it works. Oh
yes,
no.
Once again, because these are the first submitted attempts at this category, they are world record by default. So I'm not gonna be able to lie in the YouTube thumbnail.
Oh, hello there. Hey, Christian Lawrence. How you doing? Fan Fear and Hunger through your shorts, and I finally caught you laugh after binging all the VODs. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
5, 1.
Oh, hey, Bones is here. Doesn't Dan Pocket Cat just eat kids and collect heads? That's not so bad, right? Dan Pocket Cat's like dismembering people.
Hey, Underblaze. Oh wait, that's not.
Oh, inoptimal! Inoptimal! Bonesy, what did you do? You lost like a second there.
Fucking route that doesn't actually have to fight Valtiel.
What was that? What was that? Wow. Come on, man.
I mean, it'd have to be its own category because I'm still getting the credits. It's just the credits are wrong warp.
What's your Fear and Hunger perfect voice casting?
And anyone who,
That's a
like,
good.
watched
I don't
it,
know.
like,
I don't know a lot
the
of
game, I don't
voices,
know
so.
how he did it, but he did. How punishing is the RNG in this game for speedrunning? Ridiculously. Fucking hell, like the any speedrun is
Yeah, I'm not that good
literally,
with picking
get a
voices, so I don't know.
Scroll in the first chest, learn phase step, and leave.
Dude, it looks like a minute on the Enki run. I'm not actually going to try and get world records. It's too much effort.
Yeah, I'd like my speedrun pizza boneless, thanks. Oh, no.
Chris Pratt. We should definitely get Chris Pratt in here, for sure.
Boneless or bone skip would be pretty good, yeah.
I thought you said Seth Rogen. I think we should get Seth. We should make the most cursed voice acting cast for this. I think.
For a night at the run, god damn, they're like a full
Chris
minute
Pratt
off
plays
a
Enki.
3-minute run. I mean, I'm not actually going to grind out
Stomping on all those new gods. Seth Rogen for August.
Stupid shit like this.
Watch a few voice memes on YouTube. They all seem to nail it pretty well. A lot of those AI voices. I don't think I've seen one that's not AI voices.
And
Maybe Mao should work on his Ara voice while wearing the main outfit. No. Jordan Peterson as Enki. The scene where he smokes opium.
The PP are only censored for this version. Oh, I need to hit the... There we go.
People who speedrun this game give gacha devs a run for their money because damn they have luck. Yeah.
Down and submit them.
There we go.
There we fucking go. Oh man.
Did you guys hear what happened there? I'd pay for it. No, don't pay for it. I'll say it now. Okay, don't pay for it. Ara. Is that how they do it? Ara. Because they do the slight roll, don't they? Ara. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Did you see what happened there? It was subtle.
Yeah, I'd like my speedrun pizza boneless, thanks. Oh, no.
See, so he's crafting the rebirth of the beloved spell. Alright. Gives it to Das.
Darcy does her thing.
God of Ultra Pacifism.
Paul Bones percent could also work.
And Bones goes into it in... He goes into... Here, go watch this video. We won't watch it here, but go watch this video, right? It explains how it all works.
Oh, I need to hit the... There we go.
But yeah, the game checks if the knight character has the spell, and then it triggers that ending. So you don't even have to play... It doesn't check that you're playing the knight. It just checks if the knight has it.
Oh, man.
So that's how you can get ridiculously fast world records, because Das's ending is so easy to get. And now it has its own category in speedrunning because it just completely breaks S endings. Doesn't even check if the knight's in the party either. You can kill her off, it'll still work. That's hilarious. Spaghetti turned to bolognese code. Yeah, basically. But yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Just completely broken. You're a national treasure. There you go, Bones. You're a national treasure. You can put that in your video description. In your YouTube. In your YouTube description. I have... Where's one that I edited? Yeah. Someone gave me a nice comment. The best Fear and Hunger streamer. So now that's in my... it's in my description. How'd you figure that out? Oh, it was this one, right? It was this video. You go into it. So here. Didn't I like that? That one. Oh. Mao, you know about the Dungeon Knights glitch where you can sneak into normal dungeon? Really? That's funny. Sounds really broken. 11k. Oh, right. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. I'm at 11.1k now. Thank you all very much for the love. I appreciate it. I'm really, yeah, I don't know what to say. We're going to have a big celebration when we hit 12k, which is going to be sooner than I thought, I guess. So, is this a Toontown streamer? Yes, we're going to do Toontown tomorrow. Yeah. So we will have a big celebration for this. It'd be cool. Oh, 12-hour stream coming up soon? Yeah, I don't know. That's the plan. We'll do that. We'll figure out what we can do for 12 hours. It'd be fun. Pocket Cat and Termina, then Pouch Pug, Wallet Wolf, Follicle. Girl smiling is unnatural, which is sad. She'll never be happy. She will never be happy. The girl will never be happy. I'm sorry, guys. God of Fear on YouTube. Lord of Flies take you on a magical journey to S ending in the bug. Really? That's funny. Updates in the settlement horror game. I haven't had time to work on it, unfortunately. Yeah, I have no time to work on anything. I'm bad at time management. Been looking for Fear and Hunger content, and your general vibe fits my edgy antics. I mean that as a compliment. Same goes to Bones, so that's good to hear. Yes, we like being creepy here. We like being creepy and spooky and mean. There we go. Now, cooking stream. I'd like to do a cooking stream. I don't know if I can set it up in our kitchen though. Our kitchen is kind of half assembled at the moment. And there wouldn't be space on the bench tops we have left. We're not, I guess, technically renovating. We're redoing the kitchen at the moment. Even without it, I don't know if there's enough room. It's just sort of an odd layout. In the future, I would love to do like cooking streams or something like that, but yeah, just where I am at the moment, it's not. I don't think it would work, unfortunately. Yo, Nico, thank you very much for becoming a member. And oh, this is Stream Elements bugging out, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, Stream Elements just does this sometimes. These people didn't just become members. They are members, but they didn't just become members. But thank you all for anybody who does become a member. I really appreciate it. Thank you all very much for anybody who does become a member. I do appreciate it. At 100k subs more than we'll finish Decarnation. Decarnation was so bad it made me take a couple of days off. That's actually what happened. Is that I don't want to say it, but Decarnation was so bad I actually just broke my mind. I think Stream Elements 3 will deal with either Cold War or Digital Age. Hopefully Miro will include twisted parodies of God, of Discord, Twitter, Reddit, and TikTok. That'd be funny as. Honestly, it's so hard to tell what he's planning for it. It's a lot of new members, yeah. What's Decarnation? Oh, it's a horror game that came out recently. You can check out the VOD here if you like. I hated it. It's I just hated that that style. I just hated that style of horror, and I didn't like any of it at all. I didn't think it was very scary. I thought it was laughably bad, actually. Yeah. Not even 10 minutes. How much did I actually play? Oh no, I started playing early. Okay, let me see. Okay, so we started at half an hour, and then I went to... Okay, I got half an hour of gameplay. I got half an hour of gameplay. Oh wow! I thought it was like an hour. It felt like so much longer when I was playing it. I thought it was like 2 hours. God damn it! Oh man. Oh no! I thought it was like way more.
Can I ascend from a low...
Thank you, YouTube. Ah. God, it was so bad. I don't know. I feel like some people would like it. I feel like I am like the exact opposite of the target audience. I think that's what's the issue. Yeah. I feel like I can't really talk about it without getting into stuff that's banned to talk about on the channel, so I'm not gonna. But I feel like I'm just not the target audience. Is the thing. People say Pathologic breaks you, but that's a new record. I have Pathologic, don't I? That's something I've been meaning to play as well. I have Pathologic 2 here. Do I have Pathologic 1? No, I only have 2. Yeah, we'll have to play Pathologic 2 at some point. Decarnation is like watching the new Little Mermaid. Feels like hours and hours. You genuinely, I did give it a chance. I was trying my hardest, and it was just nah, not for me. What do you think of your experience with Limbus Company and Lobotomy Corp? It's right on the edge of boring, I think. To be perfectly honest, it's right on the edge of boring. I'm not enjoying the gameplay. I actually liked the gameplay of fighting the boss in Limbus, but the regular just grunts is really boring. And the conversations just go on for like twice as long as they need to. So I'm right on the edge with that game. Lobotomy Corp is better, but it gets very tedious. It's interesting, but tedious. And so that's why I'm on the edge with that game too. I'm gonna still give them a go, because obviously you guys like the games, and I do think there is that it feels like there's value there, but I think I just need to play a little more, and I'm, you know, give it another couple of weeks and see how it is, right? Is BS from Ruiner awesome or edgy? I don't know. I haven't played Ruiner yet, so. Decarnation, the only positive was the art. I didn't even like the art, to be honest. I thought it was trying too hard. It reminded me of that, do you remember that Scott Pilgrim game art? It reminded me of that style, and that works fine in like a game like Scott Pilgrim, which is supposed to be really cartoony and over the top, but then in Decarnation, it's meant to be serious and scary, and that art style just really fell flat. Like, I like the art style itself, I just don't think it's good for horror, is the thing. So, my brain is broken and I play Kenshi for hours. I play Kenshi for hours too. I love Kenshi. How much time do I have in Kenshi? I just like colony sims, and you can basically beat Kenshi into being a colony sim though. Didn't like the character art, but the environment art was nice. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I was thinking about the character. The environment art was very nice. It was pretty nice in Decarnation. How many hours do I have in Kenshi? Where is Kenshi? I haven't played it for like over a year. Wow. I have 200 hours in Kenshi. I did everything in Kenshi. So I don't have anything left to do in Kenshi, so I can't actually play it again, unfortunately. But I'm keen for Kenshi too. 300 hours, yeah, it's a good game. It's so good. It's that janky feeling again, but it's great. Anyway, do you like any international content creator? I can only speak English, so that definitely limits who I like. I do like content creators who are, you know, I like plenty that are from different countries. Sure, like, you know, there's a bunch from overseas, especially in the Fear and Hunger community. Like, you know, Fropolo's from, where's he from? Europe. You know, Raccoons somewhere else, and Bones is a completely different country to me. But if you want someone who speaks a different language, then there was that Russian animator that did those. You guys know the one I'm talking about, the one we've watched on stream before. The one who's done a bunch of Fear and Hunger short animations. They were great. Percy really likes Scott Pilgrim movie despite how corny it is. I think that's why it's so good. I love the Scott Pilgrim movie. Because it's just so corny. It knows it's corny and it doesn't pretend not to be. It's not perfect. It has a few big issues, but I really like it, yeah. Cooking and YouTube DIY channels are universally loved regardless of country or origin. That's true, yeah. Patrologic is not a good game for streaming, but since everyone here is Funga fan, it will work out rather well. Oh, really? Caligura animations? Yes, he did the Caligura Absolute Territory, and they did the Office. Was it The Office? No, Parks and Rec one. That channel, yeah. Have you played Ex Anima? No, I haven't. What's that? Ex Anima. Black Sheep cover in Scott. Oh yeah, the music in Scott Pilgrim was so good. What is Ex Anima? RPG physics. No, that sounds awful. Sorry. All those physics games just look so awkward. For me, I don't know. Maybe it's good for people who like that stuff. Germany bans indie games. Germany bans a lot of stuff. Yeah. Bans a lot of stuff. Seen the new Termina animation? No, I haven't. Fear and Hunger is banned. Yeah, Fear and Hunger is banned in Germany. So you can't buy it on Steam in Germany. You can get it from Itch.io though, which is hilarious. I don't know what the deal is, but thanks for coming in, Dark Heart. Really appreciate it. When I think of physics games, I think of Noita. I have friends who like every day will post a new video about Noita, and I look at it and I'm like, I'm not playing it because I hate the art. I don't play games if I don't like the art. So Germany used to be very harsh on video game censorship. So does Australia, actually. Australia used to be really harsh on it. We've eased up a bit, but we still got a lot of censorship. So Fear and Hunger is banned in Bremen. This stream is illegal in over 50 countries. Whoa. BioLizard. Is that the one? Let's see. BioLizard. That's a great name. BioLizard. Hang on, what? Is that how it's spelled? Bio. The only thing coming up is a Making of Bionicle series. I need to watch that. That sounds great. Let's put that into my favorites. We'll watch that. Making of Bionicle. Hell yeah. We stand Bionicle here. Are you Australian? Yes. I am. It's my burden to bear, but yes, I am Australian. I'm sorry. What do you think of the further exposure by Fear and Hunger by Super Patch Wolf a couple of weeks ago? So, I think it was good. I think his video was... I think I talked about this before on stream. I think his video was, for the most part, pretty good. Except for that one part that even he cut out of the video, which is funny. But no, I think it's fine. Yeah, it's... look, all cards on the table here. I got a big boost in numbers when that happens, so, I'm not going to complain about it. But I think that exposing more people to this great game series is just a good thing in general. And, for the new people that join, they'll check it out. A lot of people won't be interested. Some people will stick around for a day or two and then leave. And then some people will actually become, true fans of the game. And I think that's good. I think Miro did get a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of people that he must have got a lot because I'm not sure if he does now, but he had his DMs open. He must have got overwhelmed by the amount of people hitting him up, right? Which I can really understand. But yeah, there's more videos coming too. There's I think Pyrocynical's working on a video. I know Sea-Dog spoke about it a lot, spoke about Fear and Hunger a lot. That really got help, and I'm sure that some more people will be working on videos now, so. What did he cut out? He said that, I believe what was cut was that he said that the cave dwellers in Fear and Hunger 1 were racist. And then he didn't explain why. He said something like, if I have to explain why, you make me tired, or something like that. And everyone's like, why? That's a really weird thing to say. And he blocked someone for saying that, for saying like, why is this? No, he said there were depictions of natives. I think he ended up saying there are a depiction of natives, and a Native American on Twitter was like that. Like, why would you say that these violent rapist cave dwellers are depictions of natives? And then he clarified to say that he meant native Irish, which I think is, well, maybe I shouldn't try and start beef with a bigger content creator, but some of that part was cut out. I think he still says that it's racist, but then he cut out like the extra bit. He also said that he thinks the amount of dicks in the game is unnecessary, and I highly disagree with that. I 100%, I cannot come to the table with this man if he says there's too many dicks in the game. I just can't. So, sorry. Needs to be more dicks! More! I never think of real life history and social anthropology when thinking about fear and hunger. Oh yeah, so like, even if it was a reference to natives, which it isn't, right? Not native Irish, not Native Americans, nothing like that. Even if it was, it's not. The game isn't a commentary on real life things. It's using elements from different world religions, from different world cultures to tell a new story. It's not a commentary on what's happening. That's why someone like me who's a Christian can look at the stuff about Ulmir and how basically the game is saying that, the in-game Jesus is actually sick and twisted and dark and evil. And I'd find that offensive at all, because he's not saying real life Jesus was sick and dark and twisted. He's saying that I'm borrowing these elements to tell a new story. And this guy is, and he's not Jesus, he's something different, right? So even if it was borrowing stuff from, which, technically it is, right? Because humans did live in tribes and they did have spears and they did have huts, right? Even if it was borrowing from a specific culture to make the cave dwellers, it's not a commentary on real life people. So anyway, I'm a Muslim Indonesian too. While having knowledge of Gnosticism makes it really interesting case because more philosophical and aesthetic level. Exactly. It's an interesting look at these topics, and that's why I think it's very interesting. Because you rarely see games just being so blatant about borrowing from different world religions like that. No, not really. Not really. I just think Fear and Hunger does it better, I guess. We need more dicks, more they out of context. No, that's in context. 100% in context. It's like how executives at Hasbro think orcs are actually certain demographic. Exactly. Like, people are like, oh, the orcs in this game actually represent black people, and so, we had to change it. It's like, no, they don't. Or goblins are Jewish people. It's like, why would you say that? Like, it's like, do you think that black people are orcs? Do you think that Jewish people are goblins? Like, what's the deal here? It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, no. They're fantasy creatures. It's very odd. It's very odd. It definitely says more about the people complaining than the people who make the game, right? Make whatever the content is, right? Yeah. Oh, only racists think they can get kinda. Every high fantasy and high sci-fi works that are good became one of the Gnostic theological sects, including Fear and Hunger. Very similarities of Borbright and Canine sex. Interesting. Your chatbot's censoring me? Oh, is it? Sorry, Lapon. That's what, really? That's so I don't know how to lower the moderation. Hang on. Lapon, try sending it again. Let me see if that worked. Is it not working again? There we go. Okay. So, YouTube's chat settings are bizarre. So there's no, in the settings, right? In the actual content settings on your channel, there's no way to turn off chat moderation. You have to do it per chat. What the hell? So every time I start stream, now I have to turn off chat moderation in every single stream. That's really good. Really good programming there, YouTube. God, I didn't realize. Very silly sometimes. Okay, because I obviously when you're talking about Fear and Hunger, half the things you say are going to be censored, so I do want to turn that off. And I know you guys behave. If people start, if we get a raid or something, I'll just turn it back on, right? But people have been pretty good so far. So, oh goodness gracious. Oh. Now, I do want to ask you why you moved to YouTube streaming. Oh, for the simplest reason was that most of the Fear and Hunger audience is here. I would get, when I started doing test stream, I had people straight up tell me that they want to watch my streams, but they don't watch on Twitch. which I think is a little odd because I used to do the same, but I used to have the exact same mindset when I used to watch streams on YouTube ages ago before I started streaming. And then people said, like, go on Twitch. I'm like, I don't want to go on Twitch. Then I went on Twitch and I'm like, oh, this is kind of a better experience. At the time, it was a better experience. Now it's probably equal. YouTube's still a little worse. But it is catching up. Well, Twitch is ruining itself. Anyway, that's a different topic. And I did some test streams here on YouTube playing Fear and Hunger, and my viewership like doubled just instantly. And my viewership started growing on YouTube where it stayed the same on Twitch no matter what I did. So I was like, well, obviously the audience is here on YouTube. And it's, I would prefer to have my content spread out over multiple platforms. Like, you know, I would prefer, I would like it if I could stream on Twitch and then have videos on YouTube and then have memberships on Patreon and that sort of stuff. In case I get nuked on YouTube, well, then I've got the other things. But sometimes it doesn't work out, right? I'm tempted to change my memberships over to Patreon, to be honest. I don't know though. Feels like it might be a bit too late since people are already here. Good night, Lakira. Thanks for coming in. I don't know. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, like, you know, I've got, how many viewers do I have now? I have 140 viewers, right? Oh, no, it jumped down. It's under 100. You know, let's say I have 100 average, right? You can't actually tell what your average is on YouTube because they're idiots. Let's say I have 100 average viewers, right? That's really, really, really good. But in the grand scheme of things, that's not much at all. You know, I'm still like top, you know, 2%, maybe even 1% of streamers with having triple digits, right? But in the grand scheme of things, that's not much at all. So if I change stuff now, it won't matter as much as if I change stuff later. You know? Yeah. So I'm still thinking about it. Anyway, Twitch is slowly dying currently. Nothing of value is lost with migration. It's been a bad year for Twitch, and it feels like it's going to keep getting worse. They have no idea what they're doing. So doing a poll on Discord. Yeah, I really should think about that more. I'll definitely, before I do it, I'll definitely like do polls on here on YouTube and Discord and see what you guys think, right? I'm not just going to do it out of the blue. You know, you can do both at the same time and just say, you know, I'll be slowly migrating stuff over to Patreon, so, you know, you still get benefits here, but don't double dip. But, you know, if you don't want a membership here, you can do it there and that sort of stuff. So we get a More Their Law stream, absolutely. So my plan is to get I want a real VTuber model. PNG, this PNG is fantastic. It's been absolutely, like, I'm over the moon with the work that Salvatron did for me. But I want to be able to express myself more and come to life more with a real model. So when that happens, it will involve a More They Law stream as well. I guess I could probably afford all the, hang on, I could afford all the model stuff now, couldn't I? Because you guys have been treating me so well, and I'm getting decent ad revenue from the videos. I could afford that now, couldn't I? I didn't think about that. Okay. Well, that's on the cards then. Let me just write that down. It was always one of those things where it's like, oh, I'll be able to do that in the future. Well, the future is now. I wanted to self-fund everything from my streaming, and I'm getting to the stage where I can. I mean, even if I talk to an artist today, right, and give them the money today, it's still going to be like, at the very earliest, you'd be lucky to get a model in a month. Even if you're best friends with the artist and, you know, you give them the money right now. So it won't be for the 12K stream. I'll let you guys know. So might have been the same kind of vibe. Oh, absolutely, yeah. It'll be the same design. So it'll still be well, actually no, this is not this design. This one. It'll be this one, right? So yeah, it'll be this design. The art will be slightly different. I don't think Salvatron's done. When you have a model, the art done for a live 2D model, you have to do it a specific way. And I don't think Salvatron's done that. I do know people who have done that, so I don't know, maybe I have a chat to... I'll have a chat to people and we'll try and organize it. So I'm not gonna make any promises right now as to who's gonna be the actual artist, right? Because, you know, it depends on people being busy and what have you, so. Oh, so yeah, we'll see. Got more than my Bluetooth while shopping for groceries. Dog ears? No. Any ideas what your new model will be? A 3D version of your current one or entirely new? I would like a 3D... I did chat to somebody about doing a 3D model, but 3D models are super expensive. To get a good one, if you get like one of the low poly funny ones, they're a lot cheaper, but I would only want that for like for fun streams, not like a permanent model, and I want a permanent model, so to get like a real one, it's really expensive. And I know a lot of people who do 2D models as well that do really good 2D models. So that's the benefit of having friends, baby. Made more they? No. You get the power to put similar situation of Tomato to 14 popular streamers, creators, and content. Who do you choose? Oh, I don't even know 14 people. Splitting up the layers for a VTuber is actually a lot of work by itself. Every little thing takes up a layer by itself. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I haven't done it myself, but I've seen because yeah, again, like I'm friends with some artists who've been doing it for ages, and I've seen them work on it, and it's like that's ridiculous. That's an insane amount of work. Like just looking at the files, it's huge. And it's like, man, it's cool. Like, you know, it has some stuff that comes out that's like really cool. But yeah, so I can understand that it takes a while to do this stuff. So tried before, didn't even finish it. Yeah. He's not buying gold bars, it's silver bars. Yeah, I'm not buying gold bars, I'm buying silver bars. Well, no, nobody's got the silver tier yet. So, you know, I'm waiting for that before I buy my silver bars. So, are you too late? Yes, sorry, Depot Agents. We beat, I forgot her name, Das. I forgot Das's name. I can't check the layers of my current model. I lost the PNG. Oh no. Lapon makes her own models too. Well, she has in the past. She's got a new model coming soon, don't you? The one by Glimmy. Glimmy's a great artist. If you get enough money, I'll do silver tier. Don't force yourself. Like, it's there for fun. Don't. Make sure you guys have enough money before you support your local creepy streamer. But definitely support me over other streamers because I am obviously the best. No, no. I appreciate every cent you guys send through. I really do appreciate it. What about buying Sylvian bars? Oh. Reason to become rich to be able to afford the silver tier one day. I get fun from supporting my local streamer. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm glad you guys like the content I'm making. I'm glad I can make content that people like. It's interesting figuring out what new things I can make and what you guys will like. I have some ideas for different content. I'm still working on the lore videos because there's a lot of lore left to cover. We were talking about it in Discord the other day. But do you guys remember with oh, excuse me. With Bloodborne, there was that book that came out. I don't think it was ever printed, but it was like a big PDF that explained a whole bunch of the secret lore in the game. I would love to do that for Fear and Hunger. Right now, there's so many unanswered questions. Like, and that's what I'm trying to do now, is trying to answer them through videos. And then what I'd like to do is then turn those scripts into a book covering this stuff. Probably it's a video script. You have to reorganize it a lot, but reorganize that information into like a book that I don't know if you'd be able to get it printed right with all the licensing laws and stuff like that. Maybe I'll when we do that, I'll have a chat to Orange and see if we can actually print something like that, maybe a really limited run or something. But at the very least, we get a really cool PDF out of it, right? Maybe I can have a bunch printed up and then give them out as prizes and not actually sell them. Yeah, it'll be our own skin Bible. So that's something for the far future that I'd like to work towards by answering the questions in the videos, because there's still so much to be answered, right? After this Sun God video, I want to do a logic video, because I have questions about logic that I don't entirely know the answers to, and by doing these videos, I get to answer those questions. So that'll be next on the list. Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Hang on. Do you like the content you're making? I do, yes. I do like the content I'm making. If I don't like it, I'm not afraid to not do it. Like, you know, like with Decarnation, I didn't like the game, so I just stopped streaming it. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it. And I try to be open about that. Like, you know, I've worked plenty of jobs that I hated doing, and I've decided that I'm not going to do that again. So I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to do something I hate because it makes money. If I was going to do that, I wouldn't stream. I wouldn't make YouTube videos, because there's much easier ways to make money. There's plenty of ways to make money doing shit you hate. You know, there's always going to be jobs. There's always going to be shit jobs to make money with. So I'm not going to, and even on YouTube, there's easy ways to make money doing content you hate. You know, doing those like top 10 lists, those AI generated top 10 list videos. You could churn out 10 of them a day and make a lot of money doing it. I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make content that I enjoy doing, and I'm really enjoying talking about Fear and Hunger so much, right? You know, and that's why I'm so happy that, you know, you guys enjoy the stuff I'm making. Or rather that I can find the intersection between stuff I like and stuff you guys like, you know? And it's always worth pushing the boundaries and trying, well, you guys like this, maybe you'll like this other thing that I like too. And sometimes it's going to fail. I've done plenty of YouTube videos that have failed. You guys can just go back and look in history, right? But yeah, so it's exciting to see what we can do next. Top 10 Termina asses. Loved your Self-God video. Thank you. Yeah, I worked really hard on that, and looking back, I'm happy with the script. Oh no, I'm not happy with a lot of it, actually. Even now, if I redid it, I could redo it way better. But that's sort of like the way you go, right? I'm satisfied with it, but I'm not happy with it. If that makes sense. I could do it way better. That's the treadmill though, isn't it? Good thing that hearing you talk about Fear and Hunger is genuinely entertaining. I'm glad it is. Well, what's that pa 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 song you sing? I don't know. I don't know if it's a song. I think I just do it when I'm thinking. I don't know if it's a song. I'll have to pay attention next time I do it. Oh, your vids make me smile at the very least. Oh, thank you. Not being happy with it now means you can do something better next time. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm hoping that this next video, I'm sort of torn between rushing it to get it finished and then making it better. Well, the good thing is now that when I rush it, I can make it the same level of quality as the last one. Whereas the last one I put as much effort as I possibly could into it, and that was a high watermark of my content. This next video, if I rush it, it'll basically be that level, right? So every time you set a new high watermark, you get better next time. And I'm tempted to rush it just so I have something, because, you know, you do, when you look at the numbers, you do see the numbers start going down when you stop putting out content. So I don't know. I'll try my best. You gotta recognize that the past stuff you're not happy with was a stepping stone for your growth. Exactly. Like I'm not happy with it, but that was as good as I could make it. Then that was as good as I could make it. And I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm just looking at it and saying this is what I could do better next time. Right. So Looney Tunes theme. Well, there's an honorary himbo. What are you talking about? Of course I'm a himbo. Look at me. Look at me. I'm a... Wrong way. Here we go. This way. What makes a himbo? You gotta be big and buff, don't you? I guess I'm more of a creepy Tumblr sexy man, really. I guess. Got one you might enjoy. Uncle Nook's Monster Emporium. It's Mr. Spooky's and Binding of Isaac. Really? It's interesting. Is it like a... It's not like Nook from like Animal Crossing, is it? No. Oh, hello. Does that look creepy? Interesting. I will check that out. Great art style. I've been meaning to play Spooky's Jump Scare. People keep asking me for that. And I'm like, isn't that game like 15 years old? Why are people still so interested in Spooky's Jump Scare? More than a Tumblr sexy man is what I come back to. Like Cooper from Euro Trip? Oh, God. Euro Trip, man, that's an old reference. I think I saw that once. So I don't actually remember any of it. Yeah, I don't actually remember any of this movie. I think they end up in the Vatican or something? I don't know. It's the first time I watched one of your streams. You're already my second favorite Fear and Hunger content creator. Well, then I got to work harder to become your favorite. Is what I got to do? I got to work harder. Got to talk less and stack more. That's what that's. Himbo, him and Bimbo, a man who is attractive but unintelligent. Wow. Wow. I'll have you know that I'm the smartest Fear and Hunger streamer. Is more there like buff Enki? Absolutely. Absolutely. I am. Spooky's Jump Scare has Vor in it. That's why they all like it. Spooky's Jump Scare has some fun twist reaction potential along with getting mad at yourself for jumping at harmless things. That sounds fun then. Do you think it would be a good idea to put emphasis on the Ludwig style even if it's to maintain numbers up daily? No, I've decided to move away from that. It is good to get smaller numbers more frequently, but I felt it was detracting. I might come back to it when I can come up with better ideas for it. I don't think my ideas were as good as they could have been. The only one I was some of the ideas I was happy with, but some of them were just not as much, if that makes sense. So the Ludwig style, for people who didn't know, was where I would record videos. I would record a video once a week on the stream, and then edit that down to a YouTube video to put on YouTube later. I didn't like that content as much. I think I was going about it the wrong way. I do prefer the edited style content more, even though it's harder, even though it takes more time to do. So yeah, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it some more. 4 eyes behind you if you suck too. When we see the maid outfit again, I miss our baby girl meow. That'll be for special events. So we'll definitely see that during the 12-hour stream. I have some other ideas for the 12-hour stream. So we probably won't see it for the whole time, but it will pop up for sure. You know what? Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't play more Fear and Hunger today. I think we might wrap up actually. I'm losing steam, TBH. My throat is really sore for some reason. Maybe I still have this flu thing. Goodness gracious. Well, okay, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be playing more Fear and Hunger. We'll pick which ending we want to do tomorrow. I think that'd be fun. We'll just do whatever ending. I don't really care. Oh no, we have to get ending C, don't we? We have it set up for ending C, so we can do that tomorrow. We'll do ending C. Thank you all very much for coming in, guys. Thank you for all the donations. Thank you for the members. Thank you for the likes, subscribes. I really appreciate it. It all goes a really long way. Yes, I will see you guys tomorrow. We will do Lagarde New God ending. This ending is very important for Termina, so it'll be one to watch. Coronavirus? Oh god, don't bring that up. Where's getting sick more? I hope you're alright. Yeah, it's just someone in my household has is going through a treatment where they have a weakened immune system, so they're basically a germ factory. So it's it's like, yeah, I'm getting sick a lot lately because of them. It's it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes, right? Really pumped to see the channel community going. Yeah, I'm excited to see where we go in the future. So, okay, yes, thank you all very much for coming, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Good.